Hello, how's everybody doing today? Welcome back, my headphone nuts. Today got another pretty special headphone for you today. That is the Grado RS1i's. These guys here. These are not a new headphone. They've been out for several years. They've been regarded as one of the best sounding headphones available for a long time. I'm just starting to break them in. Actually, I'm just really anxious to getting my thoughts out there for you. So I'll probably do a long-term feedback on them or review later once they're fully broken in. I've got about 20 or 30 hours on them, so I'm not fully opened up yet. But anyway, this is the top of the range in Grado's reference series. They have the RS1s and the RS2s, and these are the I versions now, the RS1i's. They have the mahogany cups on them. It is an open back design, and these are as open as it gets. So both in the sound and the sound going through the back. So if you're looking for a headphone to keep quiet while your wife's sleeping or something, or vice versa, this is probably not the one for you. But to the people that like to listen in a quiet environment, that want the best sound possible, just sitting at home in your office or den, bedroom, whatever, it's a great headphone. You have the leather headband. You start to get the leather headband with the 325i's, but it continues here. It's nice and softly padded, so it's very comfortable. One thing a lot of people really like about these is they're super light. The whole headphone's about 9 ounces, and I think a lot of it's the cord, actually. So it sits on your head really light, like lighter than any headphone I think I've worn, any full-size headphone, I should say. So you can wear them for long periods of time, and there's no problem with that. You have really high-end cables. They use long-grain, oxygen-free copper in the cabling and in the voice coils of the drivers. The mahogany is grown and specially cured in New York for its anti-resonant properties. It does add just a tinge of warmth to the music, or naturalness. That sounds really good. The instruments, wooden instruments like violins, strings, have just a real sound to them, realness to them that's pretty amazing. I think because, the body of the instrument is very similar to what the ear cups on the headphone are made of, so they kind of resonate the same, if that's the right word for it. They have the open ear cups here. I'll show you a close-up of these. The same ear cups from the 225s, I believe, 225s on up. And if I mention, actually, funny I mentioned the 225s, because these actually remind me a lot of the 225s, but better in every way. So the sonic signature changes in the Grado line when you go up from the 225s to 325s to the RS2s, the PS500s, RS1s. It changes, but it's not always. Some of them are just different flavors. If you like the 225i's, you really like these, because these are better in every way. But they have that kind of lighter, open sound that the 225s had. When you go to the 325s, you get more solid bass. That's the first thing I noticed. Really solid bottom end on them. A little more sparkle on top. These have that little bit lighter sound to them. And this is just before totally broken in, so I do expect the bass to open up a little bit, but not quite that bass presentation, but really good sound staging, really good air and detail around instruments, just a tinge of warmth, and very natural sounding. So as far as details, if you listen to your music and you're listening for details, this is a headphone for you. You get a lot of detail. Like I was listening to some jazz, some Aaron Bohemi, fantastic sounding. fantastic sounding detail. There's a little more presence in the upper mids and low treble region, so a little more mid-range focused, I think. Not really focused, but a little more presence to the mid-range. I'm a big mid-range junkie, so mid-range is my favorite. So because that's where all the vocals are. I like a lot of female vocals, and these do mid-range really well. So I am impressed. They have a nice heavy cable on them, as all of them do from the 125s up. They have nice heavy solid cable on them. And you have a cable into each ear, so it doesn't go down the one side. There's no cable going over the top, so they're exactly the same length. They have very low microphonics, so whatever they have the cables insulated with is very soft, and it doesn't transmit the sound to your ears. I've had a lot of cheaper headphones. The cable brushes your clothes and it just goes straight into your ears, like just as loud as the music. So these don't do that, and Grados are the best of anybody so far that I've heard at eliminating that. So very good in that respect. The drivers are matched very closely. They're matched to 0.05 decibels, so very close. So each ear is going to hear the same thing. It's a 32 ohm headphone, so they are easy to drive, but they're always going to sound better with a good dedicated amplifier. Here I'm using a Music Hall PH 25.2 and my headphone rig here. It's a hybrid tube and solid state headphone amp, and does a really nice job at powering these. You can power them because of their high sensitivity and the 32 ohms. You can power them right out of an iPhone or an iPod. And they do include a 1/4 inch to 1/8 inch or 3.5 millimeter adapter in the package. So you certainly can drive them off of that during the day, and then at night when you come home you can plug them into a good high quality headphone amp and get even better sound out of them. What else can I tell you? They also come with an extension cord in the package. This is I think the first one that does. So they include the 15-foot extension and the adapter with the headphones. Otherwise, they basically just come in a white box. So nothing impressive about their packaging. As usual, they just keep the product good while it's being shipped. So the ear pads are replaceable, and they're relatively inexpensive, just a few bucks. Out of the package, they're a little firm, but they will break in and get softer. These ones are actually pretty soft out of the package, but they do get softer and more comfortable. They just sit on the ear, and they are, like I said, so light that you barely notice them there, and very open too. So I have them on, and they pass sound through. Like I can hear myself just as loud as with them off. So very open sound. They super open rewards you with super open sound. It's really nice. So there isn't a closed back maid that I've ever heard that can resolve the space around instruments like these can. So all right, well, that's my once over. I will once they're fully broken in, I will come back to you and tell you more about them and see what's changed, see how they've opened up. But right now, fabulous headphones. If you want to hear them, as always, I've got them here at Extend Technologies in Broadview Heights, Ohio, and I love to play them for you. So, got a nice stack, nice headphone amp. We use an iPod with lossless information as a source here. So come on by and take a listen. All right, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Happy listening.